So if you're watching after the live, we're just gonna wait a little bit, let some people hop on before we start diving into all the details. But if you haven't watched the other lives, what I've been doing recently is I've been hopping on the live before my training. I'm gonna get ready to do a recovery lift. We have 7 days till the super matches and 8 days till the tournament, so it's getting closer. It's getting closer. Um, yeah, so looks like we got some people. Thanks for watching. So let's get into it. Where should we start? Let's start with the Friday's event. So Friday will be the super matches. We have 9 mega matches. If you want to watch the event live, you're gonna have to buy tickets. It's going to be in Connecticut, Portland, Connecticut. You will be given the address once the tickets are purchased, because it's kind of like it's like a secret spot. It's a kind of like an invite only. The address isn't public anywhere, so it's only invite only. But in-person tickets will go for $30. That money is given to the charity. In order to contact me, if you don't have Facebook or Instagram, you could, we'll figure out a way in the comment sections on YouTube. But if you have Facebook, it's Nicholas Stone. And if you have Instagram, it's _TeamStone777. So the event itself Friday is going to start at noon. So keep that in mind. If you guys want to watch the event, you're going to have to show up probably around 11. The athletes will be there around 10. Earlier maybe. Now with the matches, there's 9 of them. We're going to start at noon. If you're watching the pay-per-view, it's going to be an edited version. So your only way to watch it live is in person. So keep that in mind. The pay-per-view is going to be an edited version. It's going to be the first match will be available Sunday night, and every day. So Sunday, Monday, all the way until we finish our 9 matches. There will be a match every night. The pay-per-view, in order to sign up for the pay-per-view and watch the pay-per-view, you have to sign up to the Stone TV paid membership. It's going for $9.99. Whatever YouTube doesn't take, I think YouTube takes like 30%, if I'm not mistaken, of the memberships. Whatever YouTube doesn't take, we're going to divide up, give to the athletes, give to the referees, and then also give to the charity. Yep, so you have to get the paid membership. I want to say thank you to Carolyn. She is the first member ever in Stone TV history. So she's got the bragging rights to, being the first. That's a big deal. So I appreciate that, Carolyn. We're gonna do this. We're gonna talk about the matches in a little bit. I'm just gonna talk about how the days are gonna go. So Friday, if you guys are watching in person, probably show up around 11 because the event's gonna go at noon. We're gonna have. Thanks for watching, Carol. I don't know if you just saw, but I was saying thank you for being the first member to Stone TV, first member in history. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so if you guys want to watch the event, show up around 11 because we're going to have the rules, and we'll be working with the athletes around 11:05, 11:15. The event is going to start at noon. After the super matches, there's 2 things going on. First thing is we're going to do a little dungeon tour. The chief is going to, talk about some arm wrestling history, show the, talk about the dungeon. You'll be able to answer any questions. That's no extra charge. That's included with the ticket, as well as if you guys buy the pay-per-view, you get the museum, but also you will be able to have an after pull with the athletes. So all we got a very high level of athletes caliber on the card. What's up, Monkey? Thanks for watching. What's up, Brian? Thanks for watching. Brian, I can't remember if I asked you already, but are you going to go to Turtle Man 2 September 6th? And maybe even the first ever Dungeon Supermatch series, September 5th. But yeah, let me know if you're going to the second annual Turtle Man Classic. I can't remember if I asked you already. But after the museum tour with Chief, you're going to have the after pulls with the athletes. You'll be able to pull your favorite athletes. You'll be able to ask them questions. Friday's event, we will not allow anybody to film the matches except for our camera guys. So keep that in mind, because we don't want the matches to get out. It might take away from the charity, so it should be good, Hashtag T-Man2. Kai, he asked, do I compete in strongman? I actually only ever competed one time in an actual strongman event, and it wasn't for me, I preferred powerlifting, but I only competed one time, and I was an actual strongman event, and I think I was either 17 or 18, probably 18 at the time, but yep, just one time, because I'm a powerlifter. Just do power. Well, I used to be a powerlifter. Now I'm an arm wrestler. But I think I got like 9 years of powerlifting, something like that. So Friday you're gonna be able to, we ask that you don't film. If you do get caught filming, Chief has several attack cats, dungeon attack cats. So we'll stick the cats on you if you if you get caught filming. So keep that in mind, Hey Kai, I don't know how far you are away from Connecticut, but we are having a charity arm wrestling event. Actually, it's a 2-day event. The first day is Friday, September 5th. There's a super match series. We got 9 mega matches. And the day after is the second annual Turtle Man Classic charity tournament. So I don't know how far you're away from Connecticut, but it'd be great to see you. Kai asks, could you beat Devin? That's tricky, in practice years ago. Now practice is practice. Devin is a different animal in practice versus in an actual match. I was able to pin him lefty, but I wasn't able to pin him righty. But if I would definitely take a match with Devin if a promotion threw that out there, it'd be a great opportunity. It could be a lot of fun. Carolyn says, oh my God, the attack kittens, the cat tats, you got to watch out for them. They're real mean, and they're a little, I think they got fleas or something. What's up, Zilla? Thanks for watching. I appreciate that, Carolyn. Carolyn says, let's like and share. I appreciate that. Azealia asked what I'm doing. I said, I am talking about the second annual Turtle Man Classic charity tournament and the first ever Dungeon Soup Match series. So, Azealia, how far are you away from Connecticut? You should probably, if you're within driving distance, maybe even get a plane ticket. If not, but you should definitely check it out. September 5th, September 6th. It's going to be a great time for a great cause. Kai says, I love arm wrestling. Yep, it's a fun sport. If you love arm wrestling, where it'd be a good time to show up for arm wrestling is September 5th and 6th in Connecticut. So if you have any questions and if you need any information, there's a Facebook page. The Facebook page is the Turtle Man Classic 2. It will have the address. It'll have pretty much any information on there. It will be on there. Also, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Oh, but now I remember, Brian. Now I remember. I got the old spark plug memory. Sometimes you just need a spark, and it all comes back. But yeah, if if you can't make it this year, no worries. But would definitely like to see you at the next third annual Tournament Classic. And we do have a 154-pound class, so we'll have a class just for you. Let me just check some of these comments. Oh, so Kai, you're from the UK. That's a good thing. We're gonna have a pay-per-view. So if you want to watch these 9 mega matches, if you're not able to make it in person, there's gonna be a pay-per-view. It's going to be on this channel. It's under the paid memberships, and whatever YouTube doesn't take from whatever cut they take, I think it's like 30%. It will be given to the athletes, given to the referees, and then given to the charity. Brian says, "Love arm wrestling. Let's make it one word." That's a debate that's been around since I've been in the sport. Personally, I think it's okay either way, but I can see how you feel about that. Azil asked, "Do I play Roblox?" I don't know what Roblox is, so I'm gonna say no. Is Roblox like a video game or a board game or something? I don't know what Roblox is. Azil, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciated. Maybe someday, Kai says would love to see you on East versus West. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm definitely I'm working hard. I'm trying to get out there more on social media, so maybe that will help. But I definitely appreciate it. I think it's only a matter of time before it happens. So let's see. All right, so Roblox must be a game. So hopefully it's a fun game. Hopefully you have fun playing it. But I think I'm all caught up on the comments, so let's go back to... let's talk about some of these matches. So we talked about the pay-per-view. We got 9 awesome matches. Let's start with the ladies. So we'll start with the ladies. We'll talk with them first. Well, Brian says, "Do you believe in muscle memory?" What do you mean? Like if someone takes a break from a sport and then comes back? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, there's got to be something to it. I'm sure some people probably have better muscle memory than others. Some could probably get back faster than others, and some probably lose it faster than others. But yeah, it's got to be something like that. Oh, I missed this one. So Carolyn says, "NVW Nick versus the world." That's a good one. That's a really good one. But I'm gonna have to. We might change. Maybe we'll change the name from the Dungeon Soup Match series to NVW. I'm sure it probably there'd be a lot of YouTubers making funny videos of that. I don't know if you've seen. I've been seeing a lot of funny videos lately. But that's a good one. That's a good one, Carolyn. So let's go back to the ladies match. We only have one ladies match on this card. And that is Kyla Ward versus Candy Passmore. Now, these ladies have never met. The only time they've ever seen each other, I think, is they just looked each other up on Facebook. I sent them a picture, their Facebook, so they can try to find some information on each other. So Kyla is definitely newer. She's about 3 years. She's definitely known for her power. She's definitely known for her power up here, in northern area. Candy's from the south. Now, this should be very interesting. Candy is more of the veteran. She's got about, she's probably got 10 to 15 super matches, plus maybe triple, maybe more experience in terms of years in the game. So it should be very interesting. This might be the classic battle of power versus technique, but we will see. Well, Azil, it sounds like it's nighttime over there. It's a morning over here, so I appreciate you watching. Yeah, man, I think if you're super strong, I think eventually 30 years later you're still gonna be pretty strong, So, and I'm sure you'll come back faster, Yeah, but that's a ladies' match. So, you guys watching, who do you think wins, Kyla or Candy? It's a best of 5 right arm. How do you see it going? Oh, yep, I agree. I agree with you, Carolyn. She says, Brian, you could do it. The High Chief started late 40s. And you only got better once you hit 50 and 60, and now he's about to be 70, so he might even get better in the 70s. Kai says a lot of powerlifters and strongmen are competing in arm wrestling now. Larry Wheels, Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall. We'd love to see you face these guys. Yeah, man, that'd be great. I've actually, there's a match of me pulling Larry Wheels on this channel from years ago. If you want to check it out, we had like a little backyard practice pull thing, but there's video of me pulling Larry on when I was probably about a year or two in. But yeah, so you have to probably go back 2 or 3 years to check out that video. But yeah, man, I'd pull any of those guys. Respectfully, those guys right now might need a little bit more time. They are definitely no joke. The strongman guys. But I think they just need a little bit more time to condition their tendons and their bones to that weird arm wrestling stress that that is applied. But that being said, if I was offered a match with any of them right now, I'd definitely take it. It'd be a fun time. All those guys are monsters. They put on a great show for the fans. Yep, tendons make a difference. Tendons definitely matter. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, let me know if what you think. But I don't think last time I talked to Adam West. I was mixing up Larry Wheels' manager. Last time I talked to him, I remember it was like a year or two ago. Maybe at the first tournament, I think I asked. I go, hey, what does Larry think about having a match? And I think I don't remember exactly word for word. Adam Silver. Well, yeah, I always say Adam West, and I said that can't be right because that's the Batman guy. Yeah, Adam Silver. I appreciate that, Carolyn. Yeah, but he said he's actually not arm wrestling anymore. He's not planning on arm wrestling, maybe ever, or at least until he's done with bodybuilding and powerlifting. Maybe it'll change, but it'd be interesting. Hey, what's up, Austin? How you doing? Thanks for watching. It's been a long time. But I just saw your match. I forgot your opponent's name, but you looked real good pulling him. That lefty arm. I don't know if it was recent, but I just saw it. But congratulations on the win. Oh, Austin, I don't know if you're around. I think you're might be a little far out, but there's a big charity tournament going on September 6th in Connecticut. It's a charity tournament. The money goes to a little girl, her school fund. So it's good, man. Let's see. Carolyn says they don't want to smoke, and she says, "Hey to Austin." Yeah. So yours was a fundraiser too. That's good. It's always nice to kind of do the old two birds, one stone. You get to have fun with arm wrestling, but you get to use your strength for something good. So it's good. You got any matches planned up next, Austin? Anything lined up? Oh, what's up, Ivan? Thanks for watching. It's getting closer, man. It's getting closer to the second annual Turtle Man Classic. But let's go to the next match on the card. No particular order, just what just comes to mind. Now, personally, as a fan, this might be one of the matches I'm most curious about as a fan, and that is the Ron the Assassin, Ermini versus Bill Sinks. Now, I'm very curious. A lot of people, not a lot, but a decent amount, have said that they think that it might be a mismatch. I can understand it from where they're coming from. They don't know the Assassin like I know him. He's actually one of my teammates. I saw him this Tuesday. He was extremely fired up. I don't think I've ever seen him this fired up, or at least the way he was hitting on the table was very full of violence, which I think the Assassin will definitely be will be there September 5th. Now, what I mean by the Assassin, so a lot of people that do know Ron Ermini, he's recently he's kind of more of the I shouldn't say happy-go-lucky, but he kind of show up and have some fun at a tournament. Versus, I've only seen him one time, and I'll be the Assassin, show up just all business, and that was 2020 when he won two golds, undefeated at the IFA Worlds. And I think he's going to be even more fired up for this match with Bill. But that being said, Bill is, if you've been watching, you've probably seen him. He's been pulling a lot. He's been pulling some very, very strong pullers. And he has been coming out on top, I think, every single time. I don't think he's taken a loss in the last two years, maybe. At least I haven't seen him lose in the last 2 years. And I think I saw at least 2 or 3 out of his last matches in person, which they were great matches, just complete battles. It was great for the fans. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Both these guys have giant hands for their class. They have super heavyweight hands, but they're about 200 pounds. It should be very interesting. So who do you guys think wins? You think Ron the Assassin Ermini wins, or do you think Bill Sinks wins? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious what you guys think. Next match that comes to mind, no particular order, is, let's go to the other Ron. Now we have 2 Rons on the card. We have the Assassin, but now we're going to talk about the High Chief. Now, if you don't know, the location of where the super matches are is the dungeon. The dungeon is the High Chief's home. That's where he lives. That's where he sleeps. That's where he pets his cats. Yeah, Ivan. Yeah, they're both studs. It's Bill's been on a tear, but it's a tough call. I kind of see it being a 3-2 battle. I can't tell. It's going to be a 3-2 battle to the finish, I think. Yeah, Karen, that's hard to say, but I think this next match, I think you gotta you might be a little biased too, because I think you're a big fan of one of these athletes, and that is the High Chief Columba versus Black Ice. Now these guys are pulling two matches, left and right, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. When Ice first started 15, 20 years ago, Chief coached Black Ice. He actually gave him a table or sold him a table. So they've known each other for a while. They've arm wrestled for a while. Now, Black Ice has never beaten Chief. But I was texting Black Ice the other day, and he texted me. He goes, I'm getting ready to redecorate the dungeon. There's a new High Chief. So things are heating up, I know both guys definitely want to get the win. Ice wants his revenge. Chief wants to defend his home. So it's going to be interesting. Let me know what you guys think. Who wins, how they win. Remember, 2 matches, left and right. So Carolyn says the High Chief and the Attack Cats worth the price of admission. I agree, definitely don't want to get on those cats' bad side. So keep that in mind. Don't piss off the cats. But let's go to another match. So the next match that comes to mind, no particular order, is let's see what Ivan says. Ivan says Ice is very strong, but I think High Chief takes it. Right, honestly, but I don't know much either's left. Well, now that you say that, Chief is actually a little better lefty. A lot of people don't know that. Chief is actually a little bit better lefty. At least maybe in certain areas. He's been maybe more. Might have more world championships lefty, but Ice is no joke. He's got endurance for days. He might have more endurance than maybe any other athlete I've seen. So it's going to be interesting. The next match that comes to mind is Sam Mitchell versus Brian Malek. It's a right arm match. They're meeting at 176 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be interesting. One guy, very sticky hook, shoulder supinated hook, very strong bicep, very strong elbow flexor. It's going to be interesting. The other guy, maybe more of a high hook, maybe top roll, more hand dominant attack. These guys have faced before. I think they're 1-1. So this will be to see who jumps ahead. With a 2-1 record. And the opponent will have a 1-2 record. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see who walks away the champ that day. Next match that comes to mind will be, so this athlete has 2 matches, 2 separate athletes, 2 separate arms. Let's talk about left hand first. So it's going to be Paul Passmore, lefty, versus Justin Bear. Now, Paul Passmore, you probably know him. If you don't, you're probably pretty new to the sport. If you don't, Justin Bear, he's spent some time in boxing. Now he's taking a trip back over to arm wrestle to settle some unfinished business. Justin and Paul have been talking about pulling each other for a very long time. And it just so happens we're able to actually make it happen. September 5th in the dungeon. The first ever Dungeon Super Series. There's going to be a best of 5 left. Both these guys are very, very sticky when it comes to the pin line, so this match might get ugly in the best way possible, if that makes sense. If you're an arm wrestler, you know what I mean. Um, it's going to get ugly, but in the most entertaining way, I think. Um, so, who do you guys think wins? You think Paul or you think Justin? And how do you think they win? It's a best of 5. They're meeting at 242 pounds. Now, Paul's opponent on the right arm is James Clark. James Clark is from Long Island. He's probably, if he's not first, top ranked in Long Island, he is tied for first, I would say, with Paul Cruz. Oh yeah, I agree with Kayla. You know, it's very, very high level. Very, very. It's. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's coming up fast. Every day it's coming up faster. Oh, what's up, Taylor? Where were you Tuesday? We missed you at practice. But if you guys are around this Tuesday, we're gonna do. Even though people probably won't practice because they're resting up for the tournament, we're gonna do a little cookout. So if you're around Tuesday, you and Brian come over and we'll have some hot dogs and hamburgers and whatever. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So hopefully you make it. If not, we'll see you at Turtle Man. Turtle Man 2. So I think I left off talking about James, who's tied for number 1 with Paul Cruz. He's a tall top roller, very fast. So this is the classic battle of the top roll versus the hooker. So, I'm a big fan of those matches. I like the styles when they the mix-up battles, different styles. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be entertaining for the fans. I think it's going to be a good show. Sailor says we'll definitely be at both. I appreciate that. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be good. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one match left. If I don't think I missed any other ones. Yep. So, before I talk about my match, let's talk about so James Road Mason is pulling Tim Lewis. Tim Lewis is the replacement athlete to Peasley, so I appreciate Tim stepping in. It was tricky to find a match for James last second that was, a respectful opponent that would give him a good challenge. So this match is very interesting. I like to look at this as like the battle of the bullet versus the bulletproof vest. What I mean by that is one guy wants the match to be fast. They want the match to be dynamic. They do not want it to be static. They want it to keep it moving. As far as the other guy wants the match to stop pretty much anywhere. He just wants the match to become stationary, and then once that happens, he'll get tighter and more stickier and stronger. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. So I think this match could be a 3-2-2, depending on style. Depending on who plays their cards right. Tim has more experience, but James is definitely, he's definitely hungry. He definitely wants it. So out of Tim and James, who do you think wins? How do you think they win? What do you guys think? I'm curious to know. The last match on the card will be a handicap match. It will be 1 versus 3. My opponents will be Damien, John, and Andrew. Damien and John are from the state of Massachusetts. Damien's number 2, only behind Jerry Caderet. And John is, if he's not third, he's tied for third with Chris Burns. John has the biggest arms, I think. He probably's got like 23-inch biceps, which is pretty impressive. He's also the lightest, so that's also impressive. He's the lightest. He's got the biggest arms out of all 4 of us. Maybe that will be a factor. We'll see. What does Carolyn? Maybe I feel like I should probably know it, but what's hashtag JRM? Oh, James Road Mason. That took me a little longer than it should have, but we got there. So, you think he wins? You think it's a sweep? You think it's a 3-2? Oh, I appreciate that. But yeah, you think it's a sweep? You think it's 3-0? You think 3-1? Or you think it's going to go all the way to the end, a 3-2? I think it might be a 3-1 or even a 3-2 possibly, because both guys, if they play their cards right, I think they'll have a smooth day, Yeah, so it should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Now, let's go to oh, no, actually, I think I was already talking about the handicap match. I think I just started talking to it. But Carolyn says 3-2, James Road Mason wins on an entertainment factor. Yeah, I think he may be. He definitely likes the crowd. He definitely likes to get everyone fired up. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. Well, you saw his promo video, Carolyn, if I'm not mistaken, and just judging by that, it should be very interesting. Should be very, very interesting. So the handicap match, it's a 1 versus 3. The way it's going to go down is one athlete. So I'll pull one athlete at a time. Yeah, it was an interesting video. I don't know who's better at it. Who do you think's better at a video? Because before I saw James, I was going to give the video title championship to Andrew. He did the Macho Man thing, but it might be tied. He might be tied with James. James and Andrew might be tied. There might have to be another video to decide who is the promo video champion. But did you see Macho Man's? Who do you think was better? Do you think Macho Man's or do you think James's promo video was better? Video tiebreaker, video tiebreaker. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Hopefully we can get it out before the event because we're running out. It's getting closer. We got 8 days before. Actually, 7 days for the super matches, 8 days for the tournament. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Let's see. Yep, tiebreaker. I need a tiebreaker. Maybe I'll message them, see if they can get something over before before the event actually happens. But yeah, let's go back to the handicap match. So it's a 1 versus 3, one athlete at a time. So yeah, no pressure. Yeah, we'll be all right. Worst case scenario, we'll save the videos for the third annual Turtleman Classic. And if it goes well, the second annual Dungeon Supermatch series, if it goes well. If it doesn't go well, it will most likely just be a one-time deal. But I think it will. I think it's going to go well. It's going to go pretty good. Maybe even great. You never know. Um, so the 1 versus 3, it's going to be one athlete at a time. So for example, match round 1, athlete A, round 2, athlete B, round 3, athlete C, and then continue. The way I win is I get 6 pins on the team of 3. The way they win is they get 3 pins. Oh, what's up, caveman? Good. Thanks for watching. It's been a long time since we got to hang out, but we'll be able to hang out at Steel Beach Gym September 6th at the second annual Turtleman Classic. Now there's still time. I might be able to get you to sign up, Mike. We're gonna have a novice class, and what this novice class is gonna be is for first timers only. So people that have zero experience. And there's going to be extra safety rules. I know before you said you were a little worried about getting injured. So there's going to be extra safety rules. So, I know you're going to be there helping out the day of the event. But if you start to get a little, that arm wrestling fever, definitely sign up for the novice class. I think it could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun, Mike. So, think about trying out the tournament. No, you're going to be there the day of. So why don't you just try it? See what happens. So Carolyn says I must research the handicap match. Andrew Macho Man is in that match. Yes, he is. Macho Man is the third man on the team. He's the third man. I appreciate all 3 of them stepping up. Also, too, all these athletes. There's only one match that was privately sponsored. Every other match, the athletes are they're coming down to the event on their own time, their own dime. People are taking off work because they want to be a part of this awesome event. I'm very appreciative. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great time. I agree, Kalen. That's very exciting. Mike, so I am not competing at Turtleman. What I'm doing is the day before, I got a big super match. It's a 1 versus 3 super match. It's going to be the day before in the dungeon. Also, there's a lot on the line for the tournament. So the winner of the overalls, Mike, are going to have, if you win the overall left or right, you're going to be guaranteed a spot on the next pay-per-view. So I figured, I'd focus on, after the shooting matches, let me just focus on being a promoter, make sure the event runs smooth. But I do plan on arm wrestling a lot. I want to have a big after party when everybody's going to arm wrestle and hang out. We're also going to have a little game set up where if not a game, but a little fun thing. If anybody pins my left arm in the after pull, they get a free ticket to the next in-person event. Unlimited tries, but you can only win once. But if anybody pins my left arm, they get a free ticket to the next pay-per-view event. So Mike or Caveman, but I know him as Mike. If I win the novice match, do I want a spot on the pay-per-view? Unfortunately, no, Mike, because The only way you can enter the overall is you have to enter a pro category. Only professionals will be entered in the overall. Um, if we put you in the overalls, it probably wouldn't be the safest thing, because these guys in the overalls are absolutely the best of the best. So novices, amateurs, and semi-pro will not be entered in the overall. But Mike, if you're feeling real amped up, you're more than welcome to try to win in a pro class. But I would advise maybe try novice first. See how that goes. I think you do pretty well in the novice. Because you got some pretty good strength. Plus, there's weight classes too. You know what I mean? So you won't be pulling anybody super giant. I appreciate that. As Taylor says, good luck to those who try. So we're going to have 2 winners. There's going to be 2 overall winners and 2 potential new matches for the next pay-per-view event. So it's going to be a good time. So I also want to say thanks to the referees. Because this is a charity event, we have a budget of 0. So like I said before, there's only 1 match that was privately sponsored. Every other athlete is coming on their own dime, their own time. The referees are coming. The cameraman, thank you to the cameraman working. We're gonna have 3 or 4 cameramen going. So there's a lot of people helping. There's a lot of people, pulling more than their fair share to help make this event happen, make it smooth. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for what we talked about so far, let me know. If there's anything in particular you want to talk about, any rules or times or anything really, let me know. Hey, what's up, Wolfie? Yeah, man, I remember. We had some. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but I think we had some good laughs on the live. And I probably asked you, but I can't remember. Wolfie, you gonna make it to the 2nd annual Turtle Man Classic, September 6th in Connecticut? It's gonna be a good time. Hopefully, you can make it. Oh, I agree, Carolyn. Carolyn says athletes, referees, cameraman. Wonderful of you all. This is the tournament/event of the season. Thank you. Now I appreciate that, Carolyn. I think this could be something that maybe it could grow into something huge. It could be grown into something huge. We'll see. So Wolfie, if you can't make it, it's it happens. But remember, on this channel, you'll be able to watch the pay-per-view. So, even if you can't make it in person, you'll be able to watch it. So it's going to be good. Fingers crossed, Sailor. Fingers crossed. So let's talk about how the handicap match was born. The handicap match was not my first idea. I tried to get a opponent on the same caliber that was going to be a very challenge for me. Something that would have been a very a great match. But unfortunately, we weren't able to meet the requirements for the athletes. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Wolfie. So I wish all the best. Hopefully, I wish the best. Sorry to hear about that. Carolyn says definitely will grow. And when people duck, you the best thing. Make your own event, build it. They will come. No, I definitely appreciate that. I don't think people were ducking. Maybe they were. I don't think so. I think it's just we weren't able to afford a level of that high of a caliber. People weren't I think people definitely having fair offers. Um, most people just wanted, travel and stay pretty much for like them and their wife, but we just didn't have the budget to pull it off. So it's actually the idea started actually with Damien, one of the athletes on the handicap match, one of the team of three. So I go up to practice with with the Mass boys once in a while, Fitzy and Jerry Caderet. Um, Damien goes, "Hey man, if you can't find anybody, he goes, I'll pull you." And I said, and then one thing led to another. He goes, "Oh, what about we put 1 versus 2? We had John." And then we kept on talking, and might add one more guy. And I said, I got a guy in mind. We asked a few more people. I did ask Chris Burns. He would have done it, but unfortunately, he has school. He's a teacher. He can't ditch those kids behind. I think there's like a law or something. There's like no kid left behind or something like that. But it should be interesting. Mike says, "Is Chris Lacko pulling?" I'm not sure, man. I know he'll probably be there. I don't know if he's pulling. I know he has an injury. He's got like a big, it's like a fluid sac on the back of his wrist or something. So like he must have popped. I forgot what it's called. There's like fluid in the joint, so he must have popped something. So the fluid must be leaking out. But it looks like he's got a golf ball on the back of his wrist. He popped it at his last event. Yeah, that was definitely. I agree, Carolyn. It's a good idea from Damien. So it grew into that. And then now I was a little worried that people weren't gonna be a fan of the 1 versus 3. Because it's not tradition. It's not super traditional. It's some could say it's a little bit of a. I've heard this thrown on like a circus match. Because there's a lot of entertainment factor, but this is a real match. There's no it's not staged, nothing staged. The winner will be whoever's the better arm wrestler. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. All three of these guys are very, very strong. They have pinned me in practice, so they are a serious threat. I can't take them lightly. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. Now, I just came off a tough loss, so that being said, I'm not losing twice. I'm not losing 2 times in a row. And I'm definitely not losing on home field in the place where I practice. So I am truly appreciative to these guys stepping up, but I am not losing. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. And that being said, it's going to be a great show for the fans, so make sure you get the pay-per-view or watch it in person. Carolyn Looms, #barnburner match. Yep, it's going to be, it may possibly actually, because the dungeon is a 2-story barn. It's a pretty big barn. It's like 4-bay garage plus some, but it may actually burn the barn down. You may be right, Carolyn. Hopefully not, because the chief and I just spent some time beefing up the barn, beefing up the second story so we can actually we don't have to worry about anybody falling through the floor during the Super Match series. So, Mike, do you mean the Friday's event or the Saturday's event? Friday, the matches start at noon, but if you're going to watch the event, I would definitely advise showing up around 11, even earlier. Mostly for parking, and once 11:05 comes, we'll be working with the athletes mostly. So if you guys should show up around 11, that'd be great. But on Saturday, the tournament starts at noon. But if you want to sign up and weigh in, weigh-ins and signups are 8 a.m. to 11. So you got to be somewhere in that time frame to sign up for Saturday. So Sailor says, I'm hoping Brian takes that Saturday off for the dungeon. I really want to go to that. Sailor, if you want to watch the Dungeon Soup Match series, make sure you know it's Friday, the day before the tournament, September 5th. So keep that in mind. If Brian's got to take a day off, make sure he takes off Friday and Saturday. But if you want to watch the Dungeon Soup Match series, remember it's the day before Friday. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Sounds good. Sounds good. Another thing to keep in mind too, Friday's event is going to be a little more R-rated. There are a few, I think there's a couple arm wrestlers bringing their kids, but they're a little bit older. They're like teenager age. So keep that in mind. Friday's going to be a little more R-rated. You know, athletes have freedom to do anything they want. As long as they're not, punching people in the face pretty much. They can, do whatever they want. Saturday is definitely, I would say, more of a family event, PG-13, something like that. There's going to be a lot of kids there, so keep that in mind. If people are, I know people, arm wrestlers, like to drink. If you can, just be discreet with it, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Nothing crazy. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Actually, it's just popped in the side of my eye. This is just the demo. But that being said, still solid gold. Solid gold turtle. That's solid gold. There's only one place on Earth you can get one, and you have to earn it. You have to win first place in your division, and you'll get yourself a golden turtle. Yeah, this is the demo. You should see the real ones. The real ones are real nice, It's gonna be good. We got more turtles this year, Sailor. Remember last year we only had, I think we only had 12 or 16. This year, every first and every, so if you're in a women's match, if you win first, you get a turtle. Sit down, if you win first, you get a turtle. Masters, you get a turtle. Juniors, you get a turtle. But it's got to be a first place finish, so keep that in mind. Yeah, Sailor, I agree. Everyone wanted a golden turtle. People were trying to steal them. They were jumping people in the parking lot, stealing turtles. But don't worry, we amped up security this year. We won't have any more, golden turtle thefts in the parking lot. Chief is bringing his attack cats to the tournament, so what the security will be, everything will be secure. If you missed it, we were talking about Chief's attack cats in the dungeon. He's donating the cat's time, and we're gonna borrow them. So if you see a cat walking around, don't pet it. That is a highly skilled, trained animal, a trained assassin. Do not touch the cats. They will hurt you. But let's see. Well, I don't think you should do that. I don't know how to say your name, man. It says Ikaliri. He says, brother, I'm 13 years old. I want to start steroids. Which steroids should I use? I would say definitely don't. Definitely don't do that. I definitely advise do not taking anything. I would say you're at the point where all you have to do is just eat good, hit the gym, and just watch. You'll grow fast. Whoever is giving you that advice that you need to take stuff like that, I think you should probably stay away from them. Be careful out there watching YouTube videos. People are always giving crazy advice. So keep that in mind, man. Definitely don't do that. You know, um, um, yep. So Caveman agrees. He says don't take steroids at 13. Definitely don't. It's not worth it. Plus, could be a lot of health problems, stuff like that. So I would say just hit the gym, eat good. Maybe some creatine or something, maybe a protein powder. I don't think you need anything more than that. Just eat some good food, man. Let's see. So that being said, man, I don't really know how to say your name, but it's Ekaliri, if I'm saying that right. If you're in the Connecticut area, we have an arm wrestling event September 6th. We're going to have teen divisions. We'll have juniors, which junior is 20 to 23, but we'll have teen divisions. So yeah, man, if you're in the Connecticut area, September 6th, come check out the event. It's going to be a great time. It's a charity event for a great cause. Let's see. So maybe I'll probably hang out for another 5 or 10 minutes, maybe. Anything in particular you guys want to talk about, let me know. Start time, rules, any other things. Early weigh-ins for the tournament. If you guys, the earliest you can weigh in from our rule, we have a 24-hour early weigh-in. So the event's at noon. So noon on Thursday is the earliest on paper. But because we have the event going on for the super matches, the earliest you will be able to weigh in is after the pay-per-view. You're going to have to buy the tickets to do that early weigh-in. That's another benefit if you get the pay-per-view ticket or the in-person tickets. You have access to the earliest weigh-ins. If you aren't able to make it, your next opportunity for early weigh-ins will be when we are setting up Friday night at Steel Beach Gym. Now, that being said, early weigh-ins are by appointment only, so you must make an appointment if you want an early weigh-in. Otherwise, there's no guarantee that I'll be, at Steel Beach Gym that night. Because as soon as we finish up, we're gonna head home, sleep, get ready for the next day. But definitely shoot me a message. Facebook, Nicholas Stone. Instagram _Team Stone 77, 3 7s. Yeah, so early weigh-ins, shoot me a message, set up an appointment. Otherwise, you'll weigh in from 8 to 11 Saturday. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Let's see. Yep, that is why I keep on telling people do not show up at 12 because the parking is going to be crazy. I would say show up around 11 if you guys want to watch the event. I did spend some time with the chief. We just making more room in the dungeon. A bunch of lawn mowing and cutting down trees and stuff like that. So there definitely should be enough room as long as we're kind of organized. We'll be okay with the dungeon. But yep, I agree with you. It's going to be interesting. That parking situation is going to be interesting. What's up, James? What'd you miss? We talked pretty much about anything. We talked about everything. We talked about your match. We talked about the tournament. So anything you want to talk about real quick? We'll probably be on for another 5 or 10 minutes, James. So if there's anything you want to talk about, let me know. Mike's Caveman says, is that the hammer hanging in the background? So let's see. Yes, it is. That is the hammer. So if you don't know, I actually retired the Team Stone. I mean, not the Team Stone, the Stone TV hammer. We used to do a little, fun challenge where we'd have like a, either super matches or tournaments set up at the end of practice. Um, but I retired it, because it got to the point where too many people weren't practicing to save themselves for the hammer. So it became to like the point where like the first 2 hours of practice was just maybe I'm wrong, but too much hanging out, which is it's a lot of fun, but I want to train. I want to train. Um, yep. Actually, that's actually the first logo. I know it's hard to see. I don't know if I can zoom in. Maybe I can. Oh, I can. So it might be too blurry, but it's upside down. But that's the first logo of Stone TV. I just drew that real quick with, I think, colored pencil or something. So nothing crazy, but that's the first ever logo. And I don't remember who the last ever champion was of the hammer. The last person to ever hold the hammer. I can't remember. I'm going to have to go check the videos. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. James says, bro, your hammer is huge. I appreciate that. I definitely, I needed that today. I needed to hear that. So thank you. But that hammer is pretty much, it's made of cardboard. The only thing that's actually, it could be used as a hammer is the wooden handle itself. It's made of wood. But that hammer is made of cardboard, and there is actually I think there's like a rolled up t-shirt inside. One of our teammates made that, Eric. He made that hammer and then disappeared. He's only to be seen occasionally in the group chat. He's so if anybody has seen Eric, let me know. The team is worried about him. They haven't seen him in a while. Actually, I take that back. He actually drove by my house like last month. I saw him in his Durango with the old the arms on the side. The old I think it was an armbender sticker. But oh boy, Carolyn says hashtag JRM James Road Mason. Can't wait to see you take down Tim Lewis. Yeah, man, Eric Bernetti. He's probably at Steel Beach. You probably see him more than his own teammates do. Can you believe that? If you see Eric Bernetti, tell him he's got to get to practice, or I'm gonna kick him off the team. And that's not a joke. I know I say that a lot as a joke, but this time it's for real. Well, brother Ekliri, maybe you should, I don't know about that spider, but what you should do is get to Connecticut September 6th for the second annual Turtleman Classic charity tournament. Forget about that spider and just get to the tournament. That's what you should do. I don't remember what Eric looks like either, Sailor. It might, I just, sometimes it's easier that way, less heartache. Yeah, caveman. If you see him, tell him he's off the team. Tell him if he wants to get back on the team, probably it's like a $7,500 fine, maybe something like that. We'll work with it a little bit, but tell him start at $7,500. See how he reacts, and then we'll take it from there. So James says, do the competitors need to show up early for autographs? Yeah, I mean, I like the athletes there around 10 a.m. because if you guys missed the rules meeting, I'm not gonna do another rules meeting and potentially hold up the event. So the rules will be around 11:05. So keep that in mind. But I would like you guys there for like 10 a.m. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm gonna just keep on. I'll be on here until I finish this pre-workout, and then I'm gonna lift. But we can talk about. I don't think we talked about any merchandise. Let's start with the shirt. So this is the first year's shirt, Turtle Man Classic. We're gonna have new shirts coming. They're in the mail right now. They should be here very soon. We are doing pre-orders for the t-shirts. The t-shirts go for $30. If you want to guarantee you get a shirt, I definitely advise to pre-order because we are running low on some sizes. Now, there's only 100 of them. So keep that in mind. So if you definitely want to guarantee a shirt, make sure you get one. There's also Team Stone shirts. They also go for $30. But keep that in mind that these shirts, 100% of the money will be given to the charity. So keep that in mind. So Caveman, Mr. Mike, how do I pre-order? That's a great question. Since we're already friends on Facebook, or even I think you even text me if you want, but whatever way, let me know what size you want. And then I've been taking the pre-order payments on Zeal, Cash App, I mean, I could even, Steel Beach is like 2 minutes down the road, you know what I mean? So I can even swing by and get cash, because it's 2 minutes right down from my house. So one of those works, but yeah, once the pre-order payment's in, then I just put the note in. I make a note, put the name, the size, and then you're guaranteed the shirt. So James, in order, even though you're an athlete, for the super matches, the tournament shirts, just let me know. Just same thing with Mike. Just got to do the pre-order. We definitely have extra larges left. I think right now, it's the opposite of last year. I can't remember exactly, but last year, the 3X, the bigger sizes and the smaller sizes sold out last, and the middle sizes sold out first. This year it's the opposite, Oh, I appreciate that. Carolyn, she says, #Team Stone, great t-shirts. Thanks for mailing them to me. All right. So let's see. Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Sayla. That's awesome of you. Sayla donated, or what's it called? The super chat or something? Or I think that's what it is. $20. That's awesome. Thank you very much. And it looks like a little fox or something. A little fox is in the bottom corner, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. What else can we talk about? Running low on pre-workout, so let me know if we're running out of time. If you got any questions. Another thing too is we have Team Stone straps. These go for $20, but keep in mind the day of Turtle Man 2, Saturday, there will be an in-person sale only. You buy one, get one half off. So you get 2 straps for $30. It's nice and long. So if you guys got fat hands, like me, you don't have to worry about the strap not fitting. It's got a nice heavy duty buckle. Now these are first edition. There was only 100 made, and we are, I think there's only about maybe 50, 60 left. So keep that in mind. If you guys want first edition Team Stone straps, second edition, we're going to have some modifications. You know, every time we make the straps, I'm going to try to make modifications to make them better. But keep that in mind, guys. Let's see. So let's talk about the rules of the super matches and the tournament. So there's going to be some new rules applied. I would say the biggest rule that is applied is the verbal yes or no consent on if you guys are good or not. So what's going to happen is when you guys look like you have a grip, the referee will say, athlete, are you good? Athlete, are you good? It will ask both athletes. Both athletes must give a verbal yes or no. If both athletes say, yes, I'm good, the next command will be don't move, go. Where if both athletes say yes, any position will be a start. There could be the deepest hook. It could be the most open top roll you've ever seen, King's move. If both athletes say yes, referee, we are good, they will get the start. If not, it will be a traditional, where the referee steps in. But keep that in mind. That's going to be new. So James says, I'm new straps, need custom Nick Stone signature. Yeah, man, we could definitely sign a strap for you. If I'm not mistaken, the first, I don't remember I don't think I signed the strap. I never did sign the t-shirt. The first ever signature as Nick Stone for an arm wrestler, if I'm not mistaken, was from Adam Brooks. I think he's up in Maine, but he has the first ever signature as an arm wrestler for me. So Adam Brooks, he has the first one. So maybe that will be extra valuable one day. You never know. But yeah, man, we'll definitely sign a signature for you. I appreciate that. Let's see. So back to the rules. The consent, yes or no. If athletes say yes, it's going to be don't move, go. Even if one athlete says no, I'm not good, it's going to be traditional where the referee, shoulders, thumbs, center. Another rule that is going to be this might throw a lot of people off. So keep this in mind. It's going to be the shoulder. So if an athlete says no with the consent, I'm not good, the next thing the ref will do is they're going to square up the athlete's shoulder. Once they go from shoulder to the hands of the athletes, if a athlete is caught carving their shoulder in, it will be a foul. So keep that in mind. The reason why I think that rule may be good is I'm trying to, I shouldn't say eliminate, but I'm trying to minimize the setup time for matches. As a fan, I personally not a fan to see the referee go from, adjust the shoulders and adjust the hand and go back and forth just to adjust and adjust and adjust. So this way, once the referee squares the shoulders, they can just focus on getting center, focus on knuckles, focus on hands. And also, too, there's no warnings. There's no warnings in this event. It should be interesting. Yeah, Kaylin, I agree. I think that shoulder rule is going to be good. I think it may put out, we'll have to be very clear in the beginning so everyone knows. Because in pretty much every other organization, either it's not called or it's just a warning. And usually there's about 12 to 15 warnings allowed before there's a foul. But here, No warnings. Anything that's a warning will just be a foul. Just a foul. So I think it's going to be good too. Now remember, all these rules, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna get competing in them as well. So it's gonna be interesting. All these rules I'm gonna have to follow as well. Hopefully Tim gets that memo with the shoulder. We're gonna be. Yeah, he'll be at the rules meeting. We'll definitely get it over to him. If not, he's got 3 fouls. So keep that in mind. Oh, Carolyn says, Tim, sorry. That's funny. What else is there? Running fouls. 3 fouls, no warnings. Another rules, we're going to... so it's either going to be called an unsportsman or a professional foul if it occurs. So the only way you can get a stop with running fouls is if you foul and then have a huge advantage gain. But that will be considered a professional foul. Oh, so I missed your comment, James, but no professional fouls. So say if this is the pad for a professional foul, I personally, as a fan, I don't like watching professional fouls. If it's in the rules, it's not cheating, but I personally don't like watching them as a fan. So say in order to get a professional foul with running fouls, this is the pad, someone will have to lift their elbow and then proceed to follow through in order to get a professional foul with running fouls. If that occurs, it will be a unsportsman professional foul where it will be 2 fouls. It will call not 1, 2 fouls. So it can still be done, but there will be instead of being just, half of your fouls, it is 66% of your fouls, so there's a bigger cost. The reason why I put that rule in there is I'm trying to minimize any potential benefit or reward for the athlete that is fouling, and then I want the reward to go to the athlete that is not fouling, that is arm wrestling. What I mean by that, I personally think that if an athlete has to go from arm wrestling to fouling, I don't think they, intentionally fouling, not fouling because of power or speed or anything like that, but they're choosing to foul to, something like that. I don't want any reward for the person fouling. So I figured something like that they could still technically do it, but the cost is much, much higher. So that may change the benefit ratio. It may not be as much of a benefit, if that makes sense. That's going to be up to the referees. Now, the professional unsportsmen, they must be absolutely unanimous where all 3 referees know right away that this happened. The other one is safe. This is the elbow pad. If someone drags them all the way down to here or, something like that, that will be, considered unsportsman. But, these have to be extreme examples. So let's see what James says. So let's see. So James says, when I'm on top of Timmy, running him like a sea biscuit, and his hand is flopped over like he's begging for a change, and he realizes I'm only donating ass kickings, and he picks his elbow off. Well, depending on the elbow, it's either going to be a running foul or a sportsman. Most likely, it will be a running foul unless it is, unsportsman, which will have to be pretty big, but no professional fouls. That's a loss. Yep. If they have, it would be 2 fouls. If there is any kind of professional unsportsman foul, it's not an automatic loss. It will be 2 out of your 3 fouls. So if you have 1 foul already, it will be a loss, but it will be two out of 3 fouls. Oh, James says, and as of that moment of being his daddy, I'm telling him to go sit in the corner. Well, hopefully that's some big words. That's some big words, James. We'll see September 5th what happens. What do you mean no Michael rematch situation? You talking about Michael and Jerry, that match? You talking about that match? That's what I think of when I think of the no Michael rematch situation. But you're talking about Michael Todd versus Caderet at the WAL. T-Man 2 rules only. Yep, that's I kind of I mean. Oh, Michael Hawks versus Tim Lewis. Um, yeah, that could be a good match. I mean, I think they faced that Winter Blast, the Arm Gods, right? That's what it was, if I'm not mistaken. And Hawks won, I think. What he says when there was a kerfuffle. What kerfuffle are you talking about? And they had a rematch at Winter Blast. Oh, I didn't know they had another match. I just thought they pulled first time at Winter Blast. Um, let's see. I think I'm missing a couple more rules. Athletes, with their offhand, they cannot touch the strap. A lot of people like to hold the strap here when it's getting tightened. Athletes cannot touch the strap with their off arm wrestling hand, or they cannot adjust the strap at all. The only people able to adjust the strap are the referees. If athletes do touch the strap, even now, this is for everybody, me too. Even I like to, hold the strap like this too, so I won't be able to do it. If anybody touches the strap, it's going to be a foul. No warning. Even if you just touch it like this, it's going to be a foul. One thing recently I just saw is, say if the strap is here, and now say this is this is the opponent's arm. I'll just put it like this so it's easier to show. What people do is when they're gripping up, this is something new I see. They take these lower fingers, and while the strap is being applied, they pull their opponent's strap up. That will be a foul. There is no adjusting the strap. So keep that in mind, guys. If you guys need to adjust the strap, you must talk to the referee. The referee will do the best they can. May not be perfect. It's not going to be like at practice where you guys can get perfect straps. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Oh, very interesting. I didn't know about that first match. I guess they had a rematch at Winter Blast because there was a previous match with 500 on the line and a disagreement on a call in a previous match they had. Oh, I didn't even know about that. The old money match, and everyone likes to watch a money match. So James says, did Peasley do this? What are you talking about? What do you think Peasley did? Hopefully it's nothing that's gonna get him arrested. But yeah, what are you talking about, James? Peasley did what? Let's see. What time is it? So Any other rules I'm forgetting? Let's see. The shoulder, the running fouls, the ready. There's no ready. The start command will be don't move, go. So there's going to be a slight space. It's not going to be don't move, go. It's going to be don't move, go. All right, so this is the referee's hand. This is the arm wrestlers. It's going to look like this. Don't move, go. That's how it's going to go. I think with that, it's going to be easier to tell who's leaving early. False starts will have to be obvious. If it's not obvious, it will be offsetting. But I think with that rule, it will be easier to tell. So, oh, I see what you're saying. The pinky on the strap. No, that's not Peasley. That definitely does see like a Peasley move. But actually saw it. Tim Bresnan brought it to my attention. There was a guy down south that was getting away with it, and he almost got Tim with it, I think. But yeah, imagine that. Something so simple, but could be a huge game changer. You know, that old pinky, the old slippery pinky, pull the strap up, you know? Casper is a pretty good name for Peasley. Maybe instead of the, what's cat, I remember it was like the friendly ghost or something. It could be like the old gay ghost or something. Instead of the friendly ghost, Peasley can be the gay ghost. You know, because he's part of that rainbow thing. So maybe that's his new nickname, you know? We call him Rainbow Casper. That'd be a good one. But yeah, next time I see him, I'll have to run some of these nicknames by him, see which one he likes the best. I don't think I'm forgetting any of the rules. Be careful, James. If you put two more of those, they're gonna show up. So be careful. It's like Beetlejuice. You do it 3 times in a row, they're gonna start showing up, and we can't have that. It's too dangerous. I don't think I'm missing any other rules, except for maybe the safety rules. So I think this year we are going to apply the safety rules to every single class that's not a professional class. Meaning definitely the novice, definitely the amateur class, and probably the semi-pro class will have the safety rules applied. The safety rules pretty much are mostly looking at 2 things. One is excessive turning, because that puts a risk of the humerus. It puts a higher risk of being a spiral fracture. Now, spiral fracture can happen in any position. You could be in the most perfect position and still have a spiral fracture. So, but that being said, if you're in a shitty position, the chances go up. So anything, you know, if a novice guy starts turning and they're looking this way and not even look at their hand, that will be a stop. And even if they didn't foul, it's going to be a stop and a foul. The referee's going to take a second, tell you what happened, tell you why they stopped it, and tell you why it was unsafe, and tell you what would be a better position, a safer position. If it happens again, same thing. It's going to be stopped and a foul. But if it happens twice, like if it happens once and then again instantly, the match will most likely be forfeited due to safety reason. If someone cannot stay out of those safer positions in the novice, the amateur class, and the semi-pro, the match if it happens twice, even if they only have one foul, and that's their second, safety foul, it will probably be a forfeit, a safety forfeit, probably. So that's something that's not locked in. That might be it. Something like that. The other one is Open arm. If someone is open arm, they're all stretched out like that. That will most likely be a stoppage. Open arm stoppage. Risk of bicep tear. Um, that's pretty much it for the safety rules. It's nothing crazy. It's just we'll be strict on it. Um, but all right, guys. I know I said this before, but I'm gonna stay on another 2 minutes. I got one more sip of pre-workout, and then get ready to do a recovery lift. Any final questions? Let me know. About anything about the events. Let me know. There's going to be a food truck Saturday. There's also many restaurants within a mile or two. Friday's event. We don't have anything set up. We might have a grill with like hamburgers and hot dogs. I'm not sure, but right now there probably won't be any food Friday, so keep that in mind. You guys will bring stuff if you want. Actually, I didn't talk about this either. At least not today. Friday's event is a standing event, so you will be standing. If for some reason there's like a medical issue or someone can't stand, like someone's pregnant or something, or older, if they can't stand all 9 matches, let us know. We'll figure out something. Also, too, if you have a setup for them or something like that, you're definitely more welcome to bring it. But that being said, if you are healthy, we're definitely like you to stand for this event. So keep that in mind. I think that might be it, guys. I want to say thanks for watching. And I don't know if I'll be able to do a live tomorrow. I'm gonna try. I don't think I have enough service in the dungeon to pull off a live. If not, maybe it will be after practice. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I'll see you around.